making my last video, I have further proof that this whole racial, race is a social construct, basically devised by racist Europeans of the past who were trying to claim they had their superiority to other racial groups, all other racial groups, as a matter of fact, right? So, in making my last video, there was something that I realized that was just a huge inconsistency, and I'm sure a lot of you saw it. I actually saw a comment from somebody, and they saw it too, and I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I was like, that don't make no sense either. I was like, damn, they really fucking it up, right? And here's how they're fucking it up, right? In my last video, I made the statement that it's funny to me how Italians are white. They're considered white all of a sudden. And we all know that the Moors went into southern Italy and there was Islamic rule. The same thing with Sicily and Cyprus and all that other stuff, right? They had Islamic rule. But yet, today, they're considered white. And then you go all the way up to Sweden, they're also considered white. So, white has this wide palette when it comes to history and historians, white historians defining what is white. You have Euro-Asians, which are in Russia. They are also considered white. So in history, there's a wide palette for white. Then we go to Africa, and you got the same distance pretty much between Italy and Sweden versus South Africa and Northern Africa, right? But yet a Northern African and a South African are not both considered black. Northern Africans, and pretty much wrapping around all the way down the eastern coast of Africa, they're something else. You got people that jump up and throw Kushite at you and all this other bullshit, right? So, because that little hook right there encompasses, Egypt, they want to basically say that Egypt was anything but black. It was Arab, it was Caucasian, it was anything but black. Regardless of the fact that the people that are in that region, yes, were they mingling and mixing with Southern Europeans and such? Yes, absolutely, because the Mediterranean, everybody's traveling by water. You have the Roman Empire, you have the Egyptian Empire, you have a whole bunch of mingling and trade and commerce. That's what's going on at that point in time, right? But the funny part is, right, the southern part of Europe, like I said, are considered white, but yet the northern part of Africa is not considered black, nor is the eastern part of Africa. Many people consider them something else. Oh, they're mixed with Arab or whatever, as though that's not black. So basically, historians look at it as you make like a big, little C with your hand, and everything west in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, below the Saharan desert, is black. That's the only thing that's black. And everything else around it, even though it's in Africa, is not black. So for the historians, white has this wide palette of what the fuck is white. But for historians, you can only be black in the purest form, right? Now listen to this. Here's what this whole racial theory for them gets all fucked up. You come to the 21st century, what is it in the 21st century? What is it in America in the 21st century? It's the exact motherfucking opposite, which is that in America, when you're white, you're only the purest form of white. But when you're black, you have this whole huge wide palette of black. So it just flipped on its head. It just got reversed. So when I'm talking about shit historically and I'm trying to figure out who's the great civilizations and whatnot, black is only sub-Saharan Africa and to the west in sub-Saharan Africa, and everything north of it and around it is not black. But when you come to America, then all of a sudden black has this wide palette. So in history, white people have this wide palette, but in America, white people have this narrow, they got to be white in the purest form, but then all of a sudden black becomes diverse, and this has this wide palette of what the hell's black. You can be Mexican and black, you're still black. You can be Korean and black, you're still black. You can be black and white, you're still black. Look at motherfucking Barack Obama. But whoa, wait a second. Barack Obama is half black, half white. And here's where it gets real crazy, right? We just said that, as the historians put it, that whole, northern part of Africa and the Horn of Africa and all that, they're not black, right? And Obama's father was what? Kenyan. Well, that's on the eastern part of Africa. So basically, you're telling me that if I use the historical definition, as these racial historians like to put it, then that would make Barack Obama not black, because his mother is white and then his father is East African. Yeah, we know Barack Obama's dad is a dark man, but you got to remember, it's East Africa, so it's not black by the historian, the white racist historian definition. But wait, in the 21st century, when we come to America, he's a black man. No matter what, he's a black. Fuck the fact that his mother and his grandmother is white, and he got his pictures, and he's sitting there with his arms around his grandparents, his white grandparents. Does not matter. In America, he's white. But yet, people want to come to me and tell me race exists. Race exists, and they can't even get the fucking definitions right. So when we're talking about history, black has this narrow palette. White has this huge, wide range of what the fuck is white and what the fuck is Caucasian. But then when we come to the 21st century, it's just the opposite, and black has this wide palette of what the fuck is black. As long as you got one drop black in you, you're black. But then white, you can only be the purest form of white in the 21st century. Race is bullshit. The whole concept of race is bullshit, and it's bullshit because the motherfuckers who invented it can't even maintain that shit and keep that shit right and keep it straight. They don't even know what the fucking definition is. They change it every fucking chance they motherfucking get because they don't even know what the fuck is going on. They just seem to flip it and flop it whenever it seems fit because it allows them to manipulate everything and all the history and all the facts and basically say that, white people are the superior race and they're superior. And as long as we make sure Egypt's not black, then we're good to go. And the best way to do that is to say that, anybody who's in Africa, the only people who are black are the sub-Saharan Western African blacks. But when it came to Southern Europe and the Italians, and we all know that the Muslims was up in there, they're white. Because, we got to encompass them or incorporate them into the white category. Because by God, we gotta include the greatness of Rome. Because once you step the fuck outside of Rome and Italy, there really are no monolithic or great monuments. There's nothing. So in order to keep white supremacy going, we gotta make them white. Come on, Italians, let's go. Come on, Italians, Greeks, all you motherfuckers, let's go. Even though for the last, 200, 300 years, you weren't considered white. These people that came up with this shit aren't even consistent with their definition of race.